Hello and welcome to the Paul Navone Pool here on the campus of St. Augustine Prep. As today we have Kingsway at St. Augustine, and like we had last year, it'll be the Oma girls facing pretty much the same schedule as us. This season, they will swim first, so we're going to start off with the Oma girls versus Kingsway. They're going to alternate every other race. It'll be girl, boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, which if you watched a couple years ago, you might not be used to. So for the 200 medley relay in the Oma lineup, in lane 3, we have Cummings, DiLeonardo, Turista, and Rogers. In lane 5, we have Cook, Bickett, Sandy, and DiLeonardo. That's G. DiLeonardo. They didn't give me first names here, but A. DiLeonardo's in 3, G. DiLeonardo's in 5. And then 7 is Mahan, Hargel, Meyer, and Hargrave. For Kingsway girls, they have in lane 4 Madeline Cassidy, Brooke Warner, Holland Sprangler, and Kate DiLorenzo. In lane 6, they have Cora Tedesco, Insta Bahat, Caroline Bernstein, and Lena Torpilla. And in lane 2, they have Ava Coveley, Abby Warren, Kelsey Dion, and Victoria Grafe. Looks like Kingsway will take first place in lane 4. Second place will go to Oma. And as we watch third place come in, will also go to Kingsway. Close, just 2 seconds off was Oma in that. But Kingsway will take first and third. So let's see how accurately they update the scoreboard quickly. But by my tally, that should be 8 and 2, so 10 points for Kingsway to 4 for Oma. If you look at the bottom of the scoreboard, none of them were really built on this system for dual swimming matches, so gotta make it work. So underneath the St. Augustine Prep Kingsway score is the Oma Kingsway score right in there. So Kingsway opens up with a 10-4 lead. That'll bring us to the boys' individual medley. I'm sorry, the medley relay. For the boys. And St. Augustine will be in lanes 3, 5, and 7. We'll get to the lineups right after they start. For the Hermits, it is Frank Ferazati, Ben Stanker, Christian Schenk, and Parker Lapsley in 5. In lane 3 is Gio Catiana, Alex Morrison, Cade Spencer, and John Paul Mazza. In lane 7 is Mateo Schiller, Aiden Fox, Anthony Tramp, and Finn Gallagher. For Kingsway boys, it is in lane 4 Evan Neal, Garrett Danzy, Jamie Jimenez, Scott Robbins. In lane 6, it's Ben White, Parker Daniels, Dan Huck, and Michael Serrallo. And in lane 2, they only have 2 names listed. I'm kind of looking at lane 2 right now. I don't know if they're just kind of running it short, getting their guys some times in. But the only 2 names listed on the meet sheet that were given to me was Rashi Murandani and Long Nugent. Either way, looks like the Hermits are out to a big lead here. Got first and second so far. We flip to the end of the pool line. So Kingsway boys swimming, not quite, or a little bit of a rebuild from last year. They went 2-4. Weren't in the playoffs, at least according to NJ.com. As the Hermits obviously went on that run. Looks like the Hermits got first and second as we're kind of watching them come in here. First, second, and third. So the Hermits will take every point in that relay. They'll go up 14-0. After that, and that'll move us on to the 200 free next up. Like he was saying, Kingsway 2-4, going to win a little bit of a rebuild. Hermits last year went undefeated, won the state championship, ended up ranked second in New Jersey, are currently ranked number 1, and that second in New Jersey is kind of, that's, I would say, debatable, but the two teams never faced, and they have super similar times. You can kind of go either way. So either way, the Hermits, arguably the best team in the state last year, coming in, looking to run that back. Alma also won a state championship in non-public B for the girls, so a lot of speed in the pool for the home sides last year in Navone. However, the Kingsway girls last year, they went 6-2, lost to Vineland in the Group A quarterfinals in the NCAA tournament, but they had a couple state place winners too. So they got a couple talented swimmers on their team. I was talking to the writer Potter from NJ.com today, and he was saying, both Alma and Kingsway have a lot of returning swimmers. So I think the Kingsway girls and the Alma girls look to have pretty strong seasons this year as the boys Kingsway team looks to turn around a little bit. So I wouldn't take anything away from it if the Hermits end up winning big here, just because they are fairly loaded. It's not going to be easy for too many teams in New Jersey, especially outside of non-public A, to keep up with them. Actually, looking at the scoreboard, maybe the touchpad didn't click because I had the Hermits winning all 3 places, but scoreboard currently shows 12-2 for the Hermits, so I will change my scoreboard because maybe that was an issue with the touchpad, but I'm going to copy them. It is 10-4 Kingsway as we go to the 200 free. So in the 200 free for Alma, we have in lane 3 Herzer, in lane 5 Valley, and in lane 7 Creasy. And for the girls for Kingsway, they have in lane 4 Kate DiLorenzo, lane 6 Skylar Curteline, and lane 2 Cora Tedesco. Looks like Alma's out to a lead, got a 1-2 for now. Kingsway in lane 4 is pretty close to that third spot. They're all pretty tight. You can kind of see them coming in, and we'll switch to the end view right here. It looks like Alma's going to come in first right here. I'm sorry, they got another up and back. When I'm reading names, sometimes I miss a lap. And when everybody's getting excited, I thought that was the last one. But either way, it still looks like on that turn, Alma's, body length and a half first in lane 5. And then in lanes 4 and 3, they're fighting for that second place. It'd be a huge jump in points for Alma if they can get both right here. 1-2. 1-3 is still going to be great. But 1-2, obviously going to be a lot better. And they go up and back. And still battling it out. Comes the final stretch. You'll see Alma takes first place comfortably, but you're going to see lanes 4 and 3 coming in. It's going to be a touch finish, and Alma does get second. So Alma will take a 1-2 right there. So Alma goes 1-2 6. So Alma will get 10, and Kingsway takes the 3 remaining slots, so they will get 6 points. So Alma goes to 14. Kingsway with the 6 points will go to 16. So Kingsway still has a lead, but Alma cutting back into it there with a 1-2 finish. They go 1-2-6. Kingsway goes 3-4-5. Again, my scores on the scoreboard are unofficial. They seem to be updating them after the boys' race. So any changes in that I will keep you aware of. Like we said last time, I had written down the prep finish 1, 2, 3 in the boys' race, but maybe there was a touchpad issue because the scoreboard ended up having Kingsway get 3rd. So we had the 200 free for the boys, and for the Hermits, as they get standing. Let them get started here as they jump into the pool. So for the Hermits in lane 5, it is Anthony Mortalit, Christian Shank in lane 3, and Billy Jenkins in lane 7. And for the Kingsway boys, just 2 swimmers in this event. Lane 4 is Jacob Powell, and lane 6 is Ben White. There are some events that Kingsway does not have a full slate. Like I said, it's going to be pretty tough for anybody in New Jersey to beat the Hermits this year when you got a full slate. So I think this is kind of one of those Kingsway's like, hey, let's test ourselves. Let's swim as fast as we can, even though it might be a little more competitive on the girls' side. You see Mortalit way out in front in lane 5 right there as he makes his turn, quite a few body lengths in front of everybody else. Looks like the Hermits have 2nd and 3rd too by another good margin here. So looking like the Hermits will take a sweep in this event. And again, the scoring goes 6-4, 3-2-1 in individuals. So you're still going to get points for finishing there, but it's pretty quickly builds up if you're going to sweep the top 3. So should be 13 points for the Hermits. It looks like Mortalit's almost lapping the guy from Kingsway as he finishes in first. Time of 146.67. Mortalit has the record for the 200 free for the Hermits at 139.38. As you can see, the finish. The Hermits finished there 1-2-3. So the Hermits will get another 13 points, while Kingsway gets 3. Hermits already out to a pretty big lead as Kingsway wraps up the last stretch, the 200 free. It'll bring us to the 200 IM. So much like the medley relay, which went earlier, where you have a different swimmer swim, each of the different disciplines, your back, breast, freestyle, and butterfly. This one, the swimmers will do each one themselves, up and back in one area. So, and with the free, I forget the exact order as the other, what you start with the individual medley. But as you can see them start to step up. Again, this Kingsway Alma girls match is pretty tight so far through 2 races. As they jump into the pool. It is the butterfly to start. And for Alma, we have Bickett in lane 3, McGinley in lane 5, and Dugan in lane 7. For the Kingsway girls, just the two swimmers. It is Holland Spangler in lane 4 and Sabrina Schoenwise in lane 6. This is the only event that I see the Kingsway girls will not have a full pull for. I know this time of year can always get a little tricky, if there's anybody missing for club, who's doing that. Clubs are huge in the swimming world. So sometimes they'll miss meets. You got to reschedule meets. You got to kind of all around to figure it out. But Kingsway's girls only missing one event where they're going to not have everybody filled in the pool. Alma will have someone in each lane for every event. As you can see in the breaststroke, it looks like Kinley, good body length or two in front of Kingsway, but Kingsway in second place. Right now the race for third. Looks like Bickett has it, again by about a body length, so comfortable right now, but it's the way you go with these the medleys is someone could be way faster in one of the different strokes, so you got to make sure that you build up as big of a lead as you can, because if that person's stronger in the freestyle, even though you got a little bit of a lead on him here, never really sure what's going to happen in that final set of the race. It looks like Alma has opened up a little bit of the lead here, as you can see. They turn in right there, but Kingsway will get second, as you can see them coming in. So Alma takes first. You see Kingsway takes second right here. Alma in lane 3 pretty comfortably in third as she kind of built that lead back up. And then looks like Kingsway takes fourth. And Alma will take fifth. So Alma gets first, fifth, and third. That should be another 10 points for Alma. And if my math is correct, it's 6 for Kingsway. So we'll wait till they update the scoreboard, but it should be Alma taking the lead after that, 24-22. As you can see, the boys getting ready for their event, their 200 free. I'm sorry, 200 IM. Matt Joyce still the record holder for the Hermits, set it all the way back in 2007. Yep, we got scoreboard confirmation. It's 24-22 Alma as they get ready for the 200 individual medley. Swimmers go in the water, and for the Hermits, they have Jackson Cummings in lane 5, Cade Spencer in lane 3, and Connor Bogan in lane 7. And for Kingsway, I believe they only have one swimmer, which is Garrett Danzy in lane 4. So no matter what, Hermit's going to be picking up a lot of points here. Not actually sure what swimming does if they don't have the full pull. I guess you just, since the scoring goes 6-4, 3-2, 1-0, I'm guessing they just drop that 1 point. You know what I mean? No one gets it. Or do they give it to Kingsway since they would have got it anyway? I don't know. But either way, this is going to be another big event for the Hermits. Like I said, they should have this one pretty much wrapped up. Like I said, the top 20 this year, Hermits start out number 1. Westfield, who was the number 1 team last year, starts as number 2. And Cherry Hill East, who Westfield beat, is 3, and wow, St. Peter's actually ahead of CBA. They're 4, Chatham's 5, CBA's 6. So, CBA's been pretty much the team to beat in New Jersey for the past however many years. The Hermits are took them down in 2017 and last year. So hopefully that's the Hermits again flipping them back. The tide back to their end, but again, St. Peter's is going to be a tough challenge as it looks like the Hermits do take first. Second, Kingsway will take third. And then, like I said, because they're the only one left in the pool, Hermits will take fourth, too. That should be 12 points for the Hermits. Like I said, since they only put the one swimmer in, I have it down as 3 for Kingsway, but I wonder if they just give them the stuff at the end of the pool. But either way, it should be 37-8 for the Hermits. Again, just got to get to 85. 85 is, there's 170 points available in the swim meet. Maybe a little less for today if you don't fill the pool every time, but you figure 170 in a swim meet, you get to 85, you guarantee a tie. 86, you guarantee yourself a win. So as the referees confirm times and places, the swimmers will hop out of the pool. And we head to the quickest event of the day, the 50 free. So again, this is just up and back. So as the swimmers jump in the pool, for the Olma, it's Sandy in 3, DiLeonardo in 5, and Rogers in 7. And for Kingsway, it's Cassidy in 4, Tolley in 6, and Skizza in lane 2. Looks like Kingsway's out to a lead. Lane 4 looks like they're pretty good well ahead. Olma might be able to take 2 and 3. But again, in a quick race like this, it's always quick. So it goes Kingsway first, Olma second, Olma third, Kingsway fourth, and Olma fifth. So Olma gets second, third, and fifth. It should be 8 for Olma. It should be 8 for Kingsway, too. So the lead should stay the same. As Olma leads 32-30. I believe after this is where that the break is, that 5-minute break. So we will go to a quick commercial break after the 50 free from Hermits. Again, we're waiting for the officials to confirm times and places. He checks with the scoreboard, lets them know. Olma girls and Kingsway girls get out of the pool. And up steps the boys. So for the Hermits in the upcoming 50 free is going to be Dante Buonandana in lane 5, Sean Dugan in 7, and Kevin Nagel's in lane 3, Kevin Nagel's in lane 7, Sean Dugan is lane 3. And for the Kingsway boys, it is Jamie Jimenez in lane 4, Jack Hino in lane 6, Michael Serralo in lane 2. See Dante out in front early, pretty big lead, especially 450. Going to see them coming in. Looks like Dante will take first. Might be Kingsway 2-3 unless they can out-touch him. But Dante's first, Kingsway's second. Looks like a good job there by Sean Dugan in lane 3 just to out-touch Kingsway swimmer by 2 of a second, 0.2 of a second. So the Hermits take first, third, and fifth. Should be another 10 points for the Hermits. It should be 6 for Kingsway. And I'll check my score against the, actually, sorry, 38 or 48, against the scoreboard when they update it. But that is the 50 free. Now we have that short break, so we're going to send you to commercial. And we will be right back after this. But again, Alma girls hold a slim lead over the Kingsway girls, and the Hermits have a commanding lead over the Kingsway boys. All right, and we are back here with the 100 fly for Alma. It has Sandy in lane 3, Cook in lane 5, and Teresa in lane 7. For Kingsway, they have Kurteline in lane 4, Barhart in 6, and Bernstein in 2. Looks like Alma's going to take first place in in the lane 5. Kingsway right behind in lane 4, but another 1-3 for Alma is going to help them increase their lead most likely. As it looks like Kingsway will take 4. Alma will get that last point in lane 7, that 5th place point. So if Alma goes 1-3-5, they get 10 points. And Kingsway goes 2nd and 4th, so we'll get 6 points. So Alma will gain a couple points on Kingsway right there. Said it is a race to 85, especially at the girls' event. The Hermits have a pretty good lead. So this will bring us to the 100 fly for the boys. As the boys step up. And the boys' event, 100 fly, is Anthony Mortalit in lane 5 for the Hermits, Ben Stanker in lane 3, and Anthony Tramp in lane 7. And for the Kingsway boys, it is Jamie Jimenez in lane 4, Scott Robbins in lane 6, and Dan Huck in lane 2. As you can see right now, the Hermits have a 1-2 with Kingsway close behind in lane 4. As they come to this final stretch here, not too dramatic, as again the Hermits a big lead in both first and second place. So they'll take first and second. Kingsway takes third. Looks like Kingsway's going to eke out the 4th place right there, too. And the Hermits are coming 5th. So if the Hermits take a first, second, and 5th, that'll put them at 11 more points. That should be 58. And if Kingsway takes the middle 2, they'll get 5 more. They'll bring up to 19. The scoreboard hasn't updated yet in the pool, but it should be 58-19 in favor of the Hermits. Meanwhile, it is 42-36 in favor of Ulm on the girls' side. So as the girls step up for the 100 freestyle, for Alma, lane 3 will be Hertzer, lane 5 it'll be DiLeonardo, and lane 7 it'll be Rogers. For Kingsway, it'll be Brooke Warner in 4, Claire Tolley in lane 6, and Lena Toropia in lane 2. See, that's Kingsway in the lead right there in lane 4, followed closely behind by 2 Alma swimmers. Now, Kingsway does get first. The 2-3 from Alma will be huge in keeping keeping the lead or minimizing the points that Kingsway might get from this event. as they come in here to the final stretch. You see Kingsway does take first, Alma second, third, Kingsway fourth, and Kingsway fifth too. So if Alma got second, third, and sixth, that means Alma will get 7 points out of that. So Kingsway's going to catch up a little bit, at least here. They'll go to 49. And Kingsway got first, fourth, and fifth, so 6, 7, 8, 9 points. They'll go to 45. So I will correct the score if I'm wrong, and this is my kind of back-of-the-napkin math. And I'll wait till they update it down there on the pool deck. But I have Ulm at 49-45 leading after the 100 free. Yep, it is 49-45. That is confirmed. So now we'll switch over to the boys. So for the Hermits in 100 free is Dante Bonadonna in lane 5, Vincent Ziller in lane 3, and Frank Frazzetti in lane 7. And for Kingsway boys, they have Evan Neal in lane 4, Jack Hano in 6, and Michael Sorello in lane 2. Looks like the Hermits lead 1-2-3 right here. I said I don't know the exact mathematics. Even if Kingsway took 1, 2, 3, and the Hermits just got the 4th and 5th points from here on out, they still might not catch up. But a 1, 2, 3 here from the Hermits, it would definitely make it mathematically impossible for Kingsway to win the meet. As the Hermits do take 1, 2, and 3. The Hermits will get 13 points. And Kingsway will get 3. So while all the Hermits are going to win this, each race is important. You kind of want to bump up your power points average. The state takes the top 3 power pointed meets. They're going to power point every meet. It used to be you had to pick which 3 you wanted to do. So you pick your fastest teams. Now you just power point everyone. And again, you might not swim all your guys in every meet, so it might not quite matter. But you'll technically power point everyone. They will average the top 3 and then give you a total score. And then that will set seedings for playoffs. This is the 500 free, longest meet of the day. Alma will start with Cummings in lane 3, Valley in lane 5, and Rogers in lane... I'm sorry, no, that was the last one, sorry. Cummings in lane 3, Valley in lane 5, and Dugan in lane 7 for the 500 free. And Kingsway... we'll have Kate DiLorenzo in 4, Anna Siska in lane 6, and Ava Covey in lane 2. Kingsway comes into this one 2-0, having defeated Cumberland 119-49 and Williamstown 102-54. Alma this season, if we pull up their record, They went 9-1 last season, winning a state championship. They're 2-0, defeating Middle Township 125-44, and Atlantic City 124-46. So, 2 undefeated teams here. Is it Alma looking to go back-to-back state championship? If you look at the girls' top 20, Westfield's number 1. Cherry Hill East is 5. Pingree, who they might have to run into, is 6. Mainland, who's in the Cal they're going to race against, is 9. Alma is 12 in the Ninja.com top 20. A lot of those kind of projections, you haven't seen a lot of these teams swim, so Alma shot up the rankings last year from not fairly well known to winning the state championship. Might not have finished number 1 in the state, but Alma was a very good team last year. Let's see if they can duplicate that success again this season. If you look on Alma's schedule, they'll have number 18 EHT and number 9 Mainland with a chance to, make some noise. Hermits will have number 13 Egg Harbor, facing the same day as Alma does. No Mainland in the boys this year, but the Hermits picked up a big meet against Cherry Hill East, who again is number 3 in the state. So later in the season, that's going to be a big one in terms of power points. Both teams should get a ton of power points. Each team's going to be super fast. It also could decide, who's number 1 in the state. Both teams go undefeated. Obviously, so that's the big thing is like Cherry Hill East and Westfield might face each other. The Hermits and CBA and St. Peter's will kind of decide that. But if the Hermits go undefeated, they're going to kind of stake that claim. Cherry Hill East lost to Westfield 91-79, similar score to the Hermit State Championship, so that was a close one. But that's kind of crazy but convenient in comparing teams and trying to get number 1 ranking this year. Now that the Hermits have faced Cherry Hill faced Westfield, and then you assume hopefully if you're the Hermits you'll face maybe CBA or St. Peter's in the playoffs. Maybe that's why you hope you get enough power points. You get that number 1 seed. Maybe you put both St. Peter's and CBA on the other side of the bracket. Doesn't always work out that way, but those two face each other in the state playoffs. Hermits and CBA / St. Peter's will face each other in state playoffs. So now that the Hermits are facing Westfield, you should get a decent idea where each is at. And the Hermits are facing Cherry Hill East, and then Cherry Hills face Westfield. And Westfield faces CBA on the 22nd of January. So similar to the Hermits, they're facing their big local rival. So it'll be interesting to see. Looks like Alma comes in first in lane 5 with a time of 5:04.7. Kingsway will finish in second, the 500 free. And then in third will be Alma, so Alma gets that first third, always helpful. Alma will take fourth, too. So Alma gets first, third, and fourth. It'll be 11 for Alma. It's a pretty big pickup for them. Should be 60. And then should only be 5 for Kingsway. So, again, we'll wait till the scoreboard confirms it. But we still have one more swimmer going. But, yeah, she'll take that last place spot. But Alma getting a 10-point lead. And that's not too super difficult to overcome. I don't know what these teams each have, coming down the pipe in their next couple events. Who's good where, but the later you get into this game where you're still down 10, 11, 9 points, the tougher and tougher it is to come back. And she finishes up. So for Alma for Kingsway girls, only 4 races left, 2 relays, plus the 100 back and breast. So you're going to need, a big event somewhere. They're going to need a 1-3-5, a couple 1-3-5s maybe, but the 1-2 would be phenomenal. The 1-3-4 would be great. But Kingsway's going to need some kind of event like that to kind of bring them back level. Or Kingsway's going to need some kind of event to bring them back level with the Alma girls. Now for the 500 boys, it'll be Jackson Cummings in lane 5 for the Hermits, Billy Jenkins in lane 3, and Owen Morley in lane 7. And for the Kingsway boys, they just have 2 swimmers, so it'll be Garrett Danzy in lane 4 and Jacob Powell in lane 6. And the Hermits lead 71-22. Basically impossible for Kingsway to come back. So Hermits will take the win here. I don't know if they're quite at full strength. Like I said, sometimes you're missing some guys at club. Obviously, you're in the beginning of the season, you're probably going to be fast. By the time you're ending the season, you're going to taper down, get ready for those big events. Basically, what I'm saying is I expect these times to go lower for both teams, all 4 teams here today. It's still good to, like I said, get as fast as you can, get as many power points as you can. Like I said, if you can keep CBA, and not that Bergen or Seton Hall or any of those is really going to be a cakewalk. They're really tough teams, but they're all also ranked in the top 20. But if you can put St. Peter's and CBA on the other side of the bracket from you, it just makes your life a little bit easier. You only got to beat one of them. You don't have to beat both. And then there's that gameplay back and forth where you kind of try and hide your swimmers. You want to move back around. Don't show them that this kid can run the 100 fly and you've been having them in the free and kind of steal points here and there. You don't have to show your cards if you only have to face one of those teams. I guess actually I haven't even talked about this yet, but Coach, Nick Fondacaro is his first year at the helm for the Hermits. Coach Stinson retired after 17 years at the helm for the Hermits. Hosted state championships too. It was 5 state championships for Coach Stinson. I just thought it was time, and he's been helpful to Coach Fondacaro in the transition. Coach Fondacaro swam under Coach Stinson. I believe he graduated back in 2016, I believe. But doing a good job here. Beat Atlantic City, obviously, winning today. But that was one of Coach Stinson's strengths, was knowing how that game day matchup. That put this person here. This is how we stack our lineup to, either I don't want to say fool the other team, but kind of catch the other team off guard, or we can throw this event and win that one. So that's one of those things. When Coach Fondacaro is a younger, recent grad, like I said, but he's been coaching at GPAC for years, so he's no stranger to all this. He's going to do really well here. But it's going to be those big meets where you kind of see what happens, see what kind of team you got. At the end of the day, it's like you always say, you're better off with your better team usually when you got better Jimmys and Joes than even your X's and O's. But Hermits should have a good team this year. Brought a good amount back from their state final team last year, their state champion team last year. Obviously, you lose people like Trevor Nolan and Massimo Cattiana still bringing a good amount back. So, it looks to be a successful first year for Coach Fondacaro, and they're going to be right in that to the end. I mean, the Hermits were kind of, I don't want to say unlucky, but they fell apart a little bit at the end 2 years ago when they lost in the playoffs. Like, they could have easily had back-to-back state championships the last couple years, but instead they only won. But that's what I mean. You got to swim your hardest at every meet, all points. And, when you lose to Seton Hall by 2 points, when you were expected to, do well in those last couple races, and you had the lead going in the last couple races, and you thought that was going to be your bread and butter, it's kind of disappointing. And then Seton Hall goes on to win the state championship. So the Hermits, obviously were dominant from, 04 to 09, winning the state championship 5 times. And that 06 was kind of a terrible call from the officials about the Hermits leaving early. Cost them the state championship versus CBA, but I don't want to bring that. But, they did really well then, and it's been CBA ever since. But the last 3 years, like I said, the Hermits, obviously Seton Hall won it that year, but the Hermits were right in it that year. They won it last year. They got a good chance to go all the way again this year. Obviously, again, they won it in 2017. But, it's been 3 pretty good years for the Hermits, but you don't want to go away with just one. It's 3 really good years, but if you only come away with 1 state championship, you're like, well, how much was that different when CBA was dominating from 2010 to 22? So big expectations on the Hermits team this year. It should be really exciting to watch. Like I said, those mainland and EHT meets, 4 or 5 years ago, especially when mainland was top of the swimming world, were great to watch. And then now that those teams may be a little down, the Hermits a little up. It's good to see they had Cherry Hill onto the docket, so that should be an incredible meet too. Get everybody ready for playoffs. So, the ending of this season for the Hermits is going to be an exciting one, and it should be fun to see how they finish. But the Hermits finish in first place. Kingsway takes second. Hermits take third. As the last swimmers finish up, Hermits will also take fourth. So the Hermits go first, third, and fourth. We'll get 11 points out of that. And then Kingsway will get 5. Like I said, this, you got to get to 85, but this match is over because even if the Hermits get, third place in the relay, they get 2 points there, which will bring them up to 84. And then the next race, they're guaranteed, 3 points, even if you finish in 4th, 5th, 6th, and that'll put them over, the 85 mark. So this match is all wrapped up. But like I said, you still want to swim hard. To make sure that your power points are up as you get close to the end of the season. You want to make sure you're getting that top seed. That'll be the 200 freestyle relay. So for Alma, in lane 3, it'll be Creasy, Dugan, Teresa, and Rogers. Lane 5, it'll be Valley, Sandy, Hertzer, and McGinley. And in lane 7, it'll be Meyer, Hargrave, Mahan, and Monzo. For Kingsway, it will be Warner, Spangler, Tolley, Cassidy in lane 4, Schoenweiss, Tedesco, Bagot, and Kenderline in lane 6, and Warren, Dion, Denton, and Graff in lane 2. This is yet another fast race as everybody just doing a 50. So up and back. Kingsway and Alma, as you can see in the bottom of your left of your screen, is neck and neck through their next swimmer. They said the scoring for relays goes 8-4-2. So if Kingsway can pull out a first third here, they're right back in this. As it looks like I was off by 1 point. It looks like I was off 1, so I think it's 51 for Kingsway and 59 for Alma, so a little tighter than I was thinking. You can see these swimmers coming in, and Kingsway takes first by 0.3 of a second, less than that. 0.2 of a second, just a little over that. So Kingsway gets first, Alma gets second, and Kingsway gets third. So like I was saying, that first third for Kingsway is what could get them right back in it. They're only down 8. They're going to cut into that lead by a little, good little bit, making this race tight. Like I said, they would need something big going down into the final couple races, and that was it. So the 3 races left. If Kingsway went first, third, that should give them 10 points to almost 4. So they should be at 61. Almost 63. So I'll wait till the scoreboard goes official, but Kingsway girls made up a ton of points right there. It's going to be real exciting to see how this race comes down. It could just come down to the winner of the 400 free, as we only have, like I said, 3 races left, 2 individual and the 400 free relay for the girls. The boys are getting ready to do the 200 free, which we just watched for the girls. As the referees are checking, now they can clear the pool. I'm sure there's got to be a good reason for them waiting there, but I say get it moving. We got a basketball game to stream too. Got to run this stuff over. You'll hear Pete Burns and Coach Catalan on the call for next leg of the Holy Wars. The Hermits face Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit rebuilding a little bit, but still should be a good one. So we head into the 200 free relay for the Hermits. They lead 82-27. Swimmers for this one for the Hermits are in lane 5, Parker Lapsley, Vincent Ziller, Christian Schenk, and Anthony Mortalit. In lane 3, it's Cade Spencer, Kevin Nagel, Andrew Newman, and John Paul Mazza. And in lane 7, it's Pat Carvajal, Connor Lapsley, Joe Janella, and Gabe Schiller. While Kingsway has just 2 lanes. They have Jamie Jimenez, Jack Hano, Scott Robbins, and Garrett Danzy. And in lane 4. And in lane 6, they have Rash Mershani, Parker Daniels, Ben White, and Dan Hook in lane 6. Like I said, the Hermits, they've already clinched it, but they'll officially clinch it, even if they put nobody else in the pool here, because it looks like the Hermits have a pretty good lead in that lane 5. Looks like they're actually going first, second right now. But you saw what a first, third can do. First, second in relays, even better. That's really a 4-point swing when you think about it, because you're instead of Kingsway only getting 4 points and the Hermits getting 10. Now the Hermits are getting 12 and Kingsway's getting 2. But the Hermits do finish first and second. Kingsway will finish third. The Hermits should go to 94 and clinch the meet. Kingsway should go to 29. And that will bring up the 100 back for the girls. All right, so we are back for the 100 backstroke for the girls. For Olma, it'll be Cummings in lane 3, Cook in lane 5, and Cressy in lane 7. And for Kingsway girls, it will be Cassidy in lane 4, Tedesco in 6, and Tropia in lane 2. So only 2 points separate the teams here. So, I mean, it's going to be a tight one. Even that, whether you finish 5th and get 1 point or 6th and get 0, all the way down the pool, these races are important. So it's not just who's going to finish first, who's going to finish second. If you're in a tight match like this, even lanes 2 and 7 can give you huge points. But it looks like Kingsway's out in first. Olma's got second and third. So if you're going to give up that first place spot, you really got to finish second and third in a tight match like this. Kingsway gets first, third. They're basically guaranteed to gain points on Olma. So right now, Olma's looking all right, even though the Kingsway swimmer in lane 4 is out to a pretty big lead as she finishes in first place. Olma will get second, and as you can see, third come in at the top of the screen. So Olma gets second, third, and 5th. Although actually, I wonder if they do, because I don't think the touchpad in lane 2 registered. I actually think Kingsway came in 5th there. But we'll wait till the official score goes up. But if Kingsway did get 5th, that means they got first, 4th, and 5th, which would give them 6, 7, 8, 9 to Olma's 7. So we would have a time match if that's true. Like I said, I don't think the touchpad registered in lane 2, so I think the scoreboard's showing lane 2 finished in last, but I think they actually finished in 5th. And if that's true, by my back-of-the-napkin math, Olma and Kingsway will be tied heading into the last 2 events. But like I said, that's what the referees are there for. They're sorting it out. Yep, that was exactly what happened. So it will be 70 to 70 in the girls' meet. A really good one right there as we flip back over to the boys in the 100 back. And for the boys in the 100 back, it'll be in lane 5 for the Hermits, Frank Fabrizzetti. In lane 3, Gio Cattiana. In lane 7, John Francis. And for the Kingsway boys, they will have in lane 4, Evan Neal. Lane 6, Ben White. In lane 2, Rash Mashaduri. Right now, Hermits are in first, second, third. Kingsway not too far behind in lane 4. It looks like it could be another sweep for the Hermits. Top 3 place sweep for the Hermits. Like I said, the match already clinched a while ago, but you want to keep finishing strong for PowerPoint reasons. Even though this might be a borderline drop meet for the Hermits. If you only get the top 3, theirs will probably be like maybe EHC or Mainland and Sleazy-Annam, and I wouldn't have to bet my life on it being Cherry Hill East also. So this one might not really end up mattering too much for the Hermits, but like I said, anytime you're in the pool, you want to have that competitive edge and still try and finish as quickly as possible. The Hermits go 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6 to Kingsway. So that would be 13 points for the Hermits. So they should go to 107. Kingsway 3 points, so they should go to 32. Again, if my back of the napkin math is correct, which has been all right so far today. Now as they clear the pool, we have an exciting, who, depending on how this shakes out, it goes 8-4-2. So if whatever team's able to grab the lead here, if they're able to beat up, if they only need 8 points to win it. So if you can get to 76 here, as they head into the pool. If you can get to 76 here, so then 8 points gets you to 86, you can just stack your one relay and just say, hey, you gotta finish 1-3. Or you got to finish, you got to tell the other team they got to beat you in that. So it's a huge advantage. So seeing who comes out in first here, who can grab a lead, is going to be a pretty big event in this, because you want to be able to have that ability to kind of manage your relays a little bit. Right now, it is a tight one between 4 and 5. That is McKinley for Alma. And Warner for Kingsway. McKinley for Alma looks like she's got a little bit of a lead after that last push off the wall. Like I said, if they only can go 1-3, that's going to be huge, being able to set up their last relay. As you see the swimmers coming in here, there is Alma, and she's going to clinch that for first. Kingsway coming in second. Oh, I'm sorry, and Kingsway will come in third, too. So Kingsway saving off some points by going 2-3. Alma getting that first place, which is helpful. Alma getting fifth, too. It looks like fifth and sixth. So if Alma goes first, fourth, and sixth. I think that might be tied. 8 and 8. They went first, fourth, and sixth. They get 6 plus 2. And then Kingsway would go 7, or 4 plus 3 plus 1 is 8. So 78-78. Wow. So really, they set out that meet where it doesn't matter what happens. Whoever comes in first is going to win. Because again, the scoring goes 8-4-2, so you can go you can go 2-3. You're only getting 6. Whoever wins that relay for the girls' side is going to win the meet. So that's pretty cool. Can't get much closer than that. Tied going into the last event. So we'll see what happens there as we have the boys up next in the 100 breast. For the Hermits, it'll be Andrew Newman in 5, Alex Morrison in 3, and Aiden Fox in 7. And for Kingsway, it's Dan Hook in 4, Parker Daniels in 6, and Long Nugent in lane 2. But like I said, this one was decided a long time ago. The girls' match, very exciting. Tied going into the last race. I wonder if there's any changes. I am going to read you the list the coach's sheet gave me earlier. But like I said, if you were, going to, it depends how coaches move these things. They might have had their best 5 in lane 5 no matter what for Alma, or they might have had like, hey, we have 3 of our 4 best because we want to have that second heat also, try and come in second, or we're going to balance the teams out a little bit. Or maybe we can go 1-2, 1-3. So the names I read you for the next sheet for the girls may not be entirely accurate, as I don't have access to any last-minute changes in there, but that is pretty exciting, pretty cool to come down to the last heat. As the Hermits will take first in lane 3, second in lane 5, and third in lane 7. So another sweep for the Hermits. Should be another 13 points for them, which would bring it up to 120. And 3 points would be 35 for Kingsway. But here's what everybody's been waiting for. 400 free relay for the girls. Whichever team comes in first will win the heat, or win the match, the meet, sorry. So I'll give you the lineups that the coaches gave me before the meet. Again, they may have changed. But in lane 3 is Cummings, Cressy, Bickett, and Cook for Alma. Lane 5 for Alma is Valley, DiLeonardo, Hertzer, and McGinley. And in lane 7 is Teresa, Monzo, Mahan, and Hargel. Let me change this to the 400 free. And for Kingsway, they have in lane 4, Katie DiLorenzo, Skylar Kurteline, Sabrina Schoenweiss, and Claire Tolley. In lane 2, Lena Torpilla, Insta Baggett, Caroline Bernstein, and Anna Skissa. And in lane 6 is Kelsey Dion, Chloe Denton, Victoria Grafe, and Abby Warren. But again, all eyes are going to be on lanes 4 and 5 as the winner of this race will win the meet. As the officials check everybody in, get everybody ready. Official by the scores table. Waiting. Don't see anybody back down this near end of the pool. You can kind of see at the bottom left of your screen. You can't really see it, but don't see any official there, so I don't think we're quite ready to have the runners get up on the blocks yet, or the swimmers get up on the blocks yet. Too used to track. I ran track in my day. Was never had the stamina for swimming. I think I would drown in the 500 free. So what these guys and girls do is pretty impressive. And I'm ready for these officials to get it going. One, it's exciting. Two, got to move all this stuff over for basketball, and I love as much time as possible. And there's the official. You can see him at the bottom of your screen. Takes a spot. I think the girls are about to step up to the blocks, which they are now. And the winner of this race wins the meet. Again, is the 400 free, so every girl is swimming 100, so it's up, back, up, back. Early lead for Alma, but can't emphasize enough early. Especially when you're going to have 4 different swimmers. I'll tell you what, that lead swimmer, if it is Isabella Valley for Alma, I don't know her by sight, but that's what it was listed on the stat sheet. Doing her job for the Hermits. If you can, for the Villagers. If you can just beat the person next to you, you're going to give your team a great chance. And she's about a body length in front of the Kingsway swimmer. Kingsway swimmer made a little bit up on that turn. She's trying to close the gap, give her teammates the best shot they can. You can see right there, it's about a body length lead for Alma as they go on to the second swimmer. Can't ask for much better of a start for this for Alma. Like I said, I'll never pronounce a race over until it's over. After what happened with the Hermits and Seton Hall a couple years ago when they had their monster guy make up, tons of time in that last leg. But about as ideal of an ideal start for Alma is she's about 2 or 3 body lengths, almost 3 or 4. In front of the Kingsway swimmer in the next lane. So Alma looking to wrap this one up, not make it as exciting as it could have been as their third swimmer enters the pool. It's still a 3-second or so difference, by the time the Kingsway swimmer enters. So just got to hold serve here if you're Alma. If your Hertz are in lane 5, you don't even really need to gain any more time. Just don't lose any. And I'd have a hard time seeing Alma lose this race. As you can see, she's already out of screen by the time Kingsway's turning around. So pretty exciting race when it comes down to the last race. But Alma making sure that no one has any questions about who's going to come out on top here right now. She has extended that lead. Alma's last swimmer jumps in. I like soft count as I'm counting Mississippi's like an 8-second or so lead for Alma. Pretty much almost a pool length now by the time she turns and kicks. So she can cruise on in this last 50 she's got to do. You can see Kingsway still hasn't even touched to go onto their last 50. So Alma's going to come out on top. I haven't even looked at the other lanes besides 4 and 5 to see who's going to take third. Not that it really matters except for what the score goes into the paper tomorrow as. But as you see, Alma in lane 5, I believe that's McGintley coming in to clinch it. You can hear the fans cheering. Alma takes first place and will guarantee themselves the win. Here comes Kingsway to finish in second. And almost other heat, not too far behind. Not too far behind. I guess actually had to go up and back again. So those two, 4 and 5, were way ahead of the other lanes. But Alma's going to clinch this one. Like I said, even if they finish, even if Kingsway takes 2 and 3, it'll be 86 to 84 in favor of Alma. If Alma takes third, then obviously they'll get 88. But quite the match here today for the Villagers. Third place does indeed go to Alma. So they will go to 88 to 82. You don't watch a ton of swimming, you might not realize how close of a score that is, but tied going into the last match, last race. Pretty good win for Alma. All right, so we head to the 400 free for the boys. Again, Alma just clinched that one, 88 to 82. For the boys and the Hermits, it's Jackson Cummings, Vincent Ziller, Ben Stanker, and Dante Buonadano in lane 5. Sean Dugan, Billy Jenkins, John Frazakis, and Gio Catiana in lane 3. And Connor Bogan, Cam Cuff, Drew Cockeram, and Stefan Dragos in lane 7. For Kingsway, just the one lane in Jack Hino, Jacob Powell, Scott Robbins, and Evan Neal. And the Hermits taking care of business today. Showing why they're ranked number 1 in the state. You can see first and second place pretty handedly right now in the 400 free, but third's in contention. But again, Kingsway only throwing in one lane. The swimming will be next back in action January 4th at Ocean City. The next home match for them will be January 8th versus Salesianum. Our next broadcast will again be in about 35 minutes as the basketball team hosts Paul VI. After that, it'll be hockey, 12:29 versus Gloucester Catholic. This is always a big game. And as of right now, they'll probably drop behind Bosco, but as of right now, Hermits hockey is also number 1 in the state. It's pretty cool that both the swim team and the hockey team are number 1 in the state in their respective sports. The Hermits will take first place in lane 5. That'll be another 8 points. Take second place in lane 3. Be 4 more. And it looks like Kingsway will take third, so they'll go to 37. We'll go to 132. And that'll do it for us here today. Hermits win this one 132-37. Olma defeats Kingsway 88-82. We'll see you in about a half an hour for the basketball game.